WAOH is brought to you in part by Ohio's #1 trusted real estate team, The Young Team. Online at theyoungteam.com.
Today I get to talk with Anna Lloyd. She's the Director of Market Growth for The Young Team. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you to The Young Team for being a founding sponsor for WAOH, and we are so glad to have you guys on
we're
board.
honored, especially now that we're neighbors.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we're going to chat about a little bit, is that you guys have a new location here in the 330 right next door to our studio at the Bounce. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who's not familiar with the Young Team, we're actually based out of the east side of Cleveland in the Pepper Pike, Moreland Hills area. And as we've grown over the last 20 plus years, we've really just kind of organically expanded further down into Summit County. And now there's myself and 3 other full-time team members in Summit County, and especially in the greater Akron area. So we just felt like it was really time to plant roots in this community that we were already so actively serving.
Right.
And just wanted to feel like we were really in the heart of everything. So we just secured office space in Bounce Innovation Hub, which has just been such an incredible place for us to plant roots in, and then found many amazing neighbors just like yourself down here.
Yes, I love that. And you had like a grand opening there at Bounce Innovation, and just celebrating that you are planting those roots, like you said, here in Akron, which is wonderful. I love that. So for people who don't know, tell us a little bit about the services that the Young Team offers.
Yeah, absolutely. So the team really prides itself in the client experience. That is really first and foremost. And we are blessed to serve over 500 families a year between 15 full-time career realtors.
Okay.
So we focus on exceptional service and really providing innovative strategies, because there's so much more to just giving someone a price, putting a sign in the yard, and kind of seeing what happens next. We actually focus on offering unique options, especially to home sellers who maybe need to, get out of their home a little bit faster in some sort of a more unique scenario with less complication.
Yes.
And we're a team that can actually bring some really unique opportunities. We've actually bought many of our clients' homes, if that made sense for them, and that was a win-win for them. So we always focus on what is the client need?
Sure.
What is their need and what is their goal? And then we build a plan around that completely. And that's really how we've built our reputation and built our team. We're not looking to be the biggest team in the area. We're looking to be the best and the most trusted. And I'm really proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So if someone's watching and they are looking to buy or sell, of course, we want them to be able to get in touch with you. What is the best way for them to be able to do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we always encourage people to visit our website at theyoungteam.com. That really is going to give you an amazing overview of the multiple services that we do provide, both by home buyers and home sellers. And then that allows you to set up a complimentary consultation with our group so that you can get to know each other. We can get to know each other better, make sure we really are a great fit for their, home buying or home selling needs. You can also follow us on Instagram, Young Team Real Estate, and we have a luxury division as well. That's really fun to follow if you love looking at beautiful properties throughout the area.
See those beautiful houses, but maybe like me, you can't afford one at this moment.
Our team actually has the pleasure of listing the highest price point home in the entire state of Ohio, and that is on the market.
Wow.
In Hunting Valley right now. So that's been a beautiful property.
I don't even know where Hunting Valley is. Where is that
just
even at?
East side of Cleveland, kind of if you look in the greater Chagrin River Valley.
Okay.
Yes. So near neighbors to Moreland Hills, Pepper Pike, etc.
In that area.
Absolutely beautiful area.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area. So I want you to just share, as we're kind of wrapping this up, a little bit about the market right now. Maybe someone's watching who is thinking about selling, who is thinking about buying. Where are things at? Is this a seller's market, a buyer's market, all of that kind of thing?
Absolutely. And now is such a great time to be talking about that, because we're kind of finishing out what would typically be the spring market.
Okay.
Normally we would say the market tends to start around Super Bowl Sunday, the spring market, and carries through kind of to the end of the school year, right around Memorial Day. Interestingly, though, the market was delayed this year.
Okay.
And I think in part because of two factors of climate, both weather and political.
Yes.
We often can see a little bit of a slowdown or uncertainty with buyers and sellers after an administration change, because there's so much just what's happening with my job or what's happening with interest rates, administration changes, policy changes. So that tends to bring a little hesitation into the market. And then we had a real winter this year, we haven't had that for a couple years. And surprisingly, that changes things a lot. People don't want to list their home when it's snowing.
Yeah.
People don't want to leave their home to look at homes when it's snowing. So that really pushed to a later market, which means we're actually expecting spring market to continue a little bit further into the summer. And for all those buyers that are so hopeful to find a home, that's a good thing if that happens.
Right.
Because it is still such an extreme seller's market right now.
Okay.
We always look at a market and say, you know, based on how many homes are on the market today, how long would it take to sell through those homes if nothing else came onto the market? Right now in the 330, that's 1.5 months of inventory. That means if we looked at today and said in 45 days, if nothing else came on the market, everything currently available today would be gone. That is an extreme seller's market.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A balanced market is more like 6 months.
Okay.
And we haven't seen that in years.
In a long time.
And we're still probably a ways from seeing that.
Probably not since I bought my home. I actually feel like we bought it kind of at the perfect time, which would have been back about 9 years ago. So was that the last time around then?
Probably around then, you know, between really the greater Akron area being such an amazing place for people to come and raise their families, find employment while still being in a community with affordable housing.
Yeah.
It's drawn more people to the area than it's taken away. And so that just only increases the amount of demand there is. And we just don't have the supply. And COVID only exacerbated that a little bit. You have many people trying to hold on to that lower interest rate. But now that we're about 4 years beyond, you know, people refinancing and buying homes at that 3% interest, the market's largely adjusted to that. And people are like, I need to move.
Okay.
I know that I love my interest rate, but I can't not fit in my house anymore. So many people working from home. You know, there's so many reasons people still need to make a move.
Right.
So that's why we needed to plant roots here, because we were serving so many families here already, and we just wanted to be an even more accessible resource for them. So that's why we're so excited to be at Bounce. And
wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that. We're so glad you're here.
Thank
you.
you.
Downtown Akron. We'll make sure to link your website and everything so people can find you guys. And thanks for being accessible to our Akronites. We appreciate that.
Of course.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Sarah.
guys. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Good Morning Akron. We had a great interview. And of course, we've got more great stuff coming up next.